Thank you, everybody, for coming to the movie. Like I said before, there were a lot of people who worked on the movie, actors and crew, and I would love for everybody who worked on the movie in any way to come on up here right now, and hopefully they can field some of your questions if you have some. Everybody, come on. Come on, guys. We're making all these people wait. So we obviously have a lot of people here, and I would love for everybody to introduce themselves, and they can tell you what they did on the movie. I'll just start from the end.
Hi, Scott McCauley, producer.
Meg Mortimer, executive producer.
James Ponsoldt, writer and director.
Matt Trevor, associate producer.
Sonia Fagelson, Ashley Tibble.
Rosemary DeWitt, Deborah.
Trevor Morgan, Dave.
Timothy Hutton, Dave's father.
As a grip.
John Toole, standby painter.
Sally Kirkland, Marianne Reynolds, his girlfriend from 40 years ago. Thank you.
Bob Hillary, executive producer.
Maggie Mead, executive producer.
Ron Sacco, financial consultant.
Jonathan Tchaikovsky, Dave's friend.
Adam Gladstone, baseball consultant.
Liam Healy, baseball consultant.
Millie Fearon, set dresser. On-set dresser.
Caroline Duncan, costume designer.
Andy Roa, assistant costume designer.
Chuck Renaud, art director. Tony Gasparo, production designer.
This little girl here is part of why we were able to make the film. This is Bob's daughter, and Bob financed the film, and so that whole family was very important to us. And do you want to say who you are?
Alex Ferrari, assistant to the executive producer.
Who wants this?
Does anybody have any questions? Oh man. I guess it was sort of I wrote it a couple of years ago, and I guess it was sort of the confluence of a couple things. I was at spring training for the Atlanta Braves a couple of years ago down in Orlando, Florida. And I was with my father, and we were watching the game, and everyone was talking about the players on the field and really scrutinizing like who was going to make the team and who wasn't. And for some reason, I started watching the umpire, who no one was talking about, the home plate umpire. And I started, this guy wore a mask. He's the only person on the field who wore a mask. And I just started wondering, what his personal life was like. Like, did he have a family? Did his family like him? Did he have a clean garage? Did he have a dirty garage? Did he have people that would miss him if he didn't show up, at dinner time, that type of thing. There was that, and then also a very good friend of mine from growing up, one of my best friends, who I played Little League Baseball with, and then a little bit of high school baseball with. When we got to high school, he got into some trouble with drugs and dropped out of school. And when I went off to college, I remember coming home for a Christmas break, and I ran into his father at a grocery store. And his father was a high school baseball umpire. And his father was so excited to see me. He was asking me how life up north was. He heard I was making short films, all these types of things. And nowhere during the conversation did we talk about his son, who was at that point addicted to crack cocaine. And later on, I felt awful, like a complete coward for not asking this guy about his son. And the guy kept being an umpire, and I thought about how he would go to these games every day for other people's children, and no one would know that he had his own private life and love and pain, and that sort of inspired me to start writing. So there you go. Any other questions?
Yeah. Nick, you probably look at one or two scripts, during the course of a year. What made you pick this role? It worked for you so well.
Well, it was a combination of things. Certainly the script. It had the kind of heart and the feeling and the compassion and the humanity that I've been looking forward to do more and more in film. And then meeting Jim, and then meeting Bob Herrera, who was the financier. And even though you don't think those things are important in general, it's very important, the people who finance it and their attitude towards it, whether it's a money thing or whether it's something that they want to do. And Bob was a man that he didn't have to make films, but he wanted to make films, and he wanted to make certain kinds of films, and all the integrity that went into that. And so I just got very excited about doing it. I had just finished Peaceful Warrior, which is a similar theme, only except it's